Hey guys, it's DaddyDeEviL, and today I'm doing a video in which I will review Mass Effect original trilogy based on my personal experience and gameplay which I've done during the previous 2 months on my stream. So anyway, starting with Mass Effect 1, the first thing that comes to my mind when talking about Mass Effect 1 is story. So the story in the game is great. It's one of the best stories in video games, at least for me personally. I enjoyed it very much, and the thing that I've liked about the story most is actual storytelling part and the fact how the actual story develops based on your decisions and actions you made. So this really shapes up to one really grand story that opens up to even bigger picture, even greater story that can follow afterwards. The Mass Effect 1 has many great characters, and I'm really happy with the characters in the game. Both the actual companions, which you can use as your henchmen, as well as the other characters that you meet. I mean, the voice on those characters, voice acting is really top notch. It's on a great level, so it is really enjoyable, and I really liked it the most. The worst thing on Mass Effect 1 was actually the vehicle you use for exploration. This vehicle is called Mako, and it is the worst vehicle I've ever driven in any computer game. The physics and behavior of the vehicle are horrid, and I've hated every moment of this vehicle, and I believe I've spent at least 5 or 6 hours in the vehicle exploring different planets. So it's a great concept, but the actual execution of this concept was horrible, and I think it was the worst thing in the game, period. The game offers a lot of story, a lot of quests, a lot of side quests, and for me personally, I've tried to achieve and managed to achieve 100% completion of the game. I needed like 33 hours, but I feel that the game could have been completed in full with some extras in just over 20 hours. So that is pretty well duration of the game. It's not too short, it's not too long. What I didn't like in game was the actual grindy aspect of the exploration. Just driving that Mako that was horrid in its own way, just driving around the planets to find resources, points of interest, and you have no clues how to just locate them. You have to roam around and be lucky to find them, or actually look at maps on internet that people have created. So I don't like this aspect, and it's not very good exploration part for me. I did not enjoy it. Another thing that was not good in this game, and the game itself, as you probably already know, is a cover shooter. I did not enjoy the sniper rifle. It was hectic. The sniper zoom would go all over the place. It was not precise enough. I did not like this aspect, and it shouldn't be like this, especially in a quick-paced combat such as cover shooter, and it was not a pleasurable experience. Another thing I've hated about the game was the bad UI. UI is not on a level of any PC game that aspires to be great. But it did not hinder me too much. The actual gameplay of the game was great, and I really enjoyed it. The storytelling was great, and I've really enjoyed all those aspects of the game. In my personal opinion, on a scale to 100, I would place this game at around 85 points. Immediately after completing Mass Effect 1, I've switched to Mass Effect 2, and from the start I've seen some improvements. The first thing that I've actually liked was the storytelling. BioWare did not fail on that, and they've delivered heavily on the storytelling, and storytelling was on the same or even better level than in Mass Effect 1. So it was a great thing. I really liked the story of the game. Second improvement, my favorite probably, is that there was no actually Mako anymore, so the idiotic vehicle from the first part of the game was completely gone, and and you didn't have to go through the ordeal of driving it across harsh terrain and trying to climb out of the holes and over the mountains. It was gone, and I was really happy about it. The grindy exploration of the planets was changed to the grindy scanning of the planets from outer space. It was a really grindy job. I think I spent like 7, 8, 9 hours trying to deplete all planets of the resources. Maybe I didn't need to do that because I had more than enough resources, more than I could use actually, but I wanted to complete the game 100%. As usual, so I needed to do this, and I wasted a lot of time there. With this, I needed 41 hours for the game, and actually, game could have been completed in like 25, 26 hours, in my opinion. One of the improvements in the Mass Effect 2 in comparison to the first part is that there was no more min-maxing of your companions, so you did not need to pick up specific weapons and then give them to your companions, etc. So you can just pick up one weapon, and this unlocks it for you as well as all of your companions, and you can use it there. So this was a good thing, improvement. The UI was slightly improved in the comparison to the first part, but it did not have enough improvements. The UI was still bad, especially when talking about weapons and upgrades UI. It was really confusing. It was really not well designed in my opinion. The game continues to deliver as first part with great story, with excellent characters, and voice acting was also great. Gameplay was slightly different and improved in comparison to the first one, but it remained solid and well-designed gameplay. I really enjoyed the sniper rifle was improved in comparison to the first part also. And overall experience in playing Alliance Commander there, human commander that goes around the galaxy and solves issues was actually excellent, and I really did enjoy it. I think Mass Effect 2 was better than the first part, so I'll give it like rating of 92. With that, we go to Mass Effect 3, the final sequel of the original Mass Effect trilogy. From the start, when you compare it to the first parts, there is obvious graphical improvement in the game. Even though the game is using the same engine as previous two parts, the graphics are really great. The improvements are substantial, and the game looks much more. It's much more beautiful, and it looks. The look is solid, more solid than in first two parts. Mass Effect 3 did not fail in any aspect. It delivered in every. For me personally, I've managed to see the character Shepard that you guide through all of the three Mass Effects. He was still the badass guy. You still met a ton of characters, and these characters were really great. You continue your epic story on saving the galaxy from the threat, from one ancient threat, and all of this grandiose effect is still present in Mass Effect 3. So thumbs up for completing the story and shaping the story and staying loyal and true to the high level of storytelling. I think this was a big tent for BioWare in this game. The ending of the game was fitting. There are multiple endings, so some people on the internet are not happy with the story actually being forced in one way, or regarding the ending, even though you have 6 possible endings. But I will not go into that. I think it was a fitting ending. It was a good one, and it completed the story in a great manner. Another edition of Mass Effect 3 was DLCs. There were a lot of DLCs for it. Starting a game with a DLC on a day one, if I believe this was true, is not my personal choice, but BioWare found a business opportunity probably there, so they did it and actually continued afterwards with more DLCs. Mass Effect 3 also introduced multiplayer. It was not player versus player combat, but cooperative gameplay, where a team of 4 would fight through 7 waves to survive and achieve several goals during those waves when the enemy is attacked, and after that the extraction would be done and the mission would be completed. It is a nice addition to the game. It gives those that did not have enough of the game more chances to enjoy it, to enjoy the gameplay and to play with their friends. So this was also a good improvement in comparison to first two parts. What else? I needed like 30 hours to complete Mass Effect 3, which was a bit less than a second part, but still it was enough for regarding the length of the game. I really did enjoy it. Finally, for the rating for Mass Effect 3, I would give, like, let's say 90, on a scale to 100. So, which brings the series at overall 90 rating for all 3 games, which is really high. And I've really enjoyed spending more than 100 hours in Mass Effect Original Trilogy, and I would recommend this game to any lover of RPG games, of space games, of great storytelling games and cover shooters. I think that BioWare delivered in all those sequences, in all those parts of the game, so the game was, all 3 games were a success, and I give thumbs up for it, and I suggest it to anyone which hasn't had the chance to try the game. Thank you for listening to my review. It's DaddyDeEviL, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!